Hello everyone. Today we're taking a journey out to the Mojave Desert, visiting California City. Not going to be a whole lot of footage of good trails because the desert's pretty much flat and bushes, but I'm hoping to get a time-lapse of the sunrise or sunset, whichever looks better. Get some good still shots and a little bit of exploration. With any luck, maybe I'll run across a rattlesnake or two, get some footage of that, but it's still kind of early and it's been really cold, so kind of doubt that. Anyways, enjoy the video and hope to see you again. Taking a little stroll in the evening. Sun's about to start to set. Appears to be a good time. Go out looking, see if I can catch any footage of maybe a sidewinder or Mojave rattlesnake. Not gonna mess with them too much, but with it warming up, I'm thinking it's probably around the right time for them to start coming out. So take a look around, see if I can get anything on film for y'all. Probably not the safest one to mess with, because Mojaves, known as Mojave greens, are one of the top most toxic rattlesnakes out there. But keep your distance, take some pictures. They're not out to hurt you if you're not out to hurt them. So see what I can find, catch some footage if I do. If not, it's been a nice trip out in the California City. I will say, even though there's not a lot of mountains and trails, growing up in Southern California, I've spent many years coming out to the Mojave Desert and Jawbone, California City, where I'm at now. A lot of memories out here, and in spite of the fact that, like I said, not a lot of trails, as you can see, the scenery is still beautiful. Just hundreds and thousands of square miles of open terrain for people to come out and camp, enjoy their times. You can see our camp back here, big ring of them. My truck's squeezed into the middle of all those trailers. I pretty much come out and throw a sleeping bag in the bed and That's where I crashed for the night. But seen a lot of snakes over the years. A few sidewinders, one of my favorites. But still early. It's been cold. It gets cold once the sun goes down. So I don't have a high hope that I'm gonna run into anything, but if there is anything out here, they might be out to bask in a little bit of the last minute heat from the sun, get out on a rock or something. But it's still early. It's been a cold, rainy season, so things are kind of delayed. But anyways, really needed this trip. Normally I like to get out and just go for hikes and walk for miles on the weekend, but this one has a lot behind it. Camping with good people, some I've known since I was a little kid. It's a lot of fun. It's the last trip out here for the season, because once it starts getting hot, camping in the desert's not a fun thing. But glad I was able to get some shots and get out a little bit, get some footage. Like I said, it is a beautiful landscape, even minus the mountainous trails and trees and everything. Talk to you in a bit. One thing that always makes me laugh is when people hear that I'm so intrigued by rattlesnakes. They're like, aren't you worried when you go out there hiking you're gonna step on one or run into one or whatever? And I laugh because, as you can see, I'm walking right through the middle of the Mojave Desert, and it's been warm all day. It's starting to get into the season where you're gonna see them. Yet I am scouring off the path, nowhere near where there's high traffic, where they would be kind of shy of. So I'm in prime territory, looking at the base of a lot of these bushes to see if there's any hiding underneath or whatever. And I've come out here, I can't tell you how many times, and just walked the desert looking to get some pictures or some footage of one. And I have to say, when I've gone looking for them, I'm batting zero, because I've never actually gone out to look for one and found one. I always seem to come across them when I'm not looking for them, or it's the wrong situation to be stumbling across one. But you're not just gonna turn around one day and step on one as easy as you think. However, when I was out at Malibu Canyon, I believe, there was a hiking guide, or so he referred to himself, taking a bunch of people, and I had just come across 2 rattlesnakes on that same hike. And a lady was asking me some questions about them, and I was trying to just provide some helpful information about their mannerisms. I noticed she had been walking on the edges of the trail, like up against the bushes. So I just gave her some helpful advice, said if you're walking on trails, try to stay in the middle. And as they were walking away, I heard the guide say he doesn't know what he's talking about. I've been out here a bunch of times and I've stepped on several, and they don't bite. And that's the kind of misinformation that gets people in trouble, because then they see one and they don't understand how dangerous it can be, and they get a little too close and end up getting bit just because of some faulty information. So if you're watching this and you're still listening, all I can say is, I don't care if you're like me and you've read everything on them, been around them your whole life, understand their mannerisms, their behavior, everything. They are a wild animal. They are highly dangerous. All types. There are some rattlesnakes that are a little less toxic than others, but as a good rule of thumb, they are dangerous. treat them all as a life-threatening situation. Give them space. They don't chase you. They're not going to jump at you. Rattlesnakes at most can strike about 2/3 the length of their body. So you figure, to make it simple, a 3-foot snake could strike out at 2 feet at most. But 2 feet when you're walking on a trail and it's coiled up under a small little bush or something at your feet, that's a good distance, and it will get you, and it can get you on the shin, the ankle. If you're bending down to pick up a pretty rock and you don't see one sitting under a rock right next to you, there's a lot of situations where you're not expecting it and it can happen in a flash. So keep your eyes open, steer clear of rocky areas like I'm standing in right now. And if you see one, don't panic. Don't throw rocks at it. Means you no harm. Give it a wide berth. Walk around. If it's crossing a trail, stand back and admire it. Let it cross. It's going to go on its way, doing what it wants to do. It has no interest in you whatsoever. You have to respect them and understand, if it wasn't for snakes of all types, we'd have a world full of rats. And if you've studied history, you know that rats can carry disease. They're the sole carrier of the bubonic plague, if I pronounce that correctly. And snakes do a good job of keeping that population in check. So give them respect. Like I said, don't throw rocks at them. Don't hit them with a stick. Don't panic. Just step aside and admire them. They're a beautiful creature. To add to what I was just saying, rocky places, most trails don't take you through them. So when you see rocky areas like this, rocky outcrops, and there's no trail, there's no sense to go crawling around on them like I'm about to do. I'm doing this for exploration, for education. I know how to keep my distance. I don't handle animals. I'm a firm believer that you don't bring any awareness to an animal by handling it and going out there and showing people that you can get close. I think you do better to show people that you can be out enjoying nature, be near something that is highly dangerous, and see that it doesn't present any threat to you if you just leave it alone. I do have a snake stick with me, but that's more of a precaution. I don't plan on picking one up or handling it in any way, if I even see one. But being that this is very familiar territory with me, and they are creatures that I'm very familiar with, I don't mind coming out here and taking a look and seeing if I can get some footage just to show you their environment and how they are. It's starting to cool down, so I'm losing hope that I'm going to see one. I might get back out onto the road and walk back, because sometimes I'll get out on the road to get some of that last minute heat from the sun. But if you're still watching, I appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, stick with this channel, because as the summer comes up, I still get out there and hike. I do come across rattlesnakes quite often. I will be posting as much as possible, and they are something that I will bring to you as much as I can, as safely as I can. Something else to be walking into the sunset out here in the desert. It's kind of blinding, but for the camera I bet it looks good. But temperature is starting to drop. It's not bad now. It's nice and cool. But got about a mile and a half to get back to camp. Still got plenty of time in this compared to where the sun is in the sky, but probably best to play safe than sorry and end up heading back in the dark. I think I have a flashlight on me anyways. But it's a beautiful day, great weather, low 70s, almost no wind. It was a little breezy last night for about an hour. Usually you come out here and it's so windy that you can't even think straight. So for the last trip of the season, couldn't have asked for better weather. I'm trying to get out for good hikes as much as possible, but I don't want to bore you with just simple local ones, so I'm trying to get ones that people haven't heard of or might be known but they haven't gone. I'll try to show you the points that you want to check out when you're there, like last weekend at Trail Canyon Falls. That was a sight to see. Fun trip. Got a couple others planned, so stick with me. And I promise my filming, my narrating, my fun facts, my editing will all improve with time. I'm not doing this to make any money. I'm doing this just to share my adventures, and I appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch. If you ever have any questions or live in Southern California and are interested in teaming up for a hike somewhere or have any suggestions, I'm always open to them, so feel free to leave a comment. I think I'll post my email in my profile so people can contact me if need be. Just came over the hill. Camp's maybe about 1/8 of a mile ahead, as you can see. Sun's starting to set with the cloud layer. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know if the picture does it justice, but it's been a great day. As you can see, a whole lot of nothing, but I hope it stays that way. It's depressing when you see beautiful land just being plowed down left and right, hills chopped down and everything just to make room for more condos. I know everybody needs a place to live, but fewer and fewer options, and getting out here on the trails and experiencing it, something I think everybody needs, especially if you spend most of your life in front of a screen or in an office. Mountain biking's fun for a lot of people, and I get it, but you're flying through the trails and you miss so much. So maybe give yourself an agenda that one day, even a month, you're gonna just take the Sunday or Saturday or whatever day you have free, get some trail shoes or hiking boots or comfortable tennis shoes, whatever you like, and get out there and just take a stroll, take some pictures, breathe it in. Even in Southern California, I swear we have some decent air when we get out here. I know most people aren't gonna believe that one, but do it. I guarantee you'll well, you don't have to thank me for it. You'll thank yourself for making the decision to go. Something magical out there. Look at, bring this down. You see these little white flowers just growing right in the middle of the road. I'll take a second and take a picture for that to post. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up and just enjoy the rest of my weekend. So until the next trip, stay safe, respect nature, and enjoy the trails. Take care.
So that was a no or a yes? Okay, well, I guess that's you're it.
Bring your money. You got your debit card?
Can I borrow yours, Dad?
One of my future destinations. Get a quick clip of it. Vasquez Rocks. A lot of Western movies, episodes of Star Trek were all filmed here. And there's actually a backdrop to make it look like on The Big Bang Theory they filmed there.